You're tuned in to Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk, live every weekday on the Nation Network YouTube.
It's finally game 6.
Yeah!
Let's get into it with the lead. All right. Before we get into a Sherwood 4 Giant Game Day edition of Oilers Nation Every Day, that little sound you hear when we say time for the lead and goes like done. I got a DM yesterday from, let me just find it, Nielsen Eckholm. Okay. For a second, I thought maybe it was Matthias messaging me on a burner. It was not. Message from Nielsen Eckholm, who watches the show from Sweden. Oh. He says, cool fun fact. The intro sound in The Lead is taken from a song called Romeo by the band Mando Dio, a Swedish band from the same small town that Matthias Eckholm comes from.
Whoa!
Okay.
It's a sign.
Can you fire it again?
Sign everywhere. A sign.
No
suspense.
The suspense.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Really? Like, you picked that out? That's like, well, when radio stations pay like that, just half a
1 second,
and people can guess the whole song. That's impressive.
Anyway, shout out to our guy Nielsen Eckholm listening and watching from Sweden. He says, fun fact number 2, yes, my name is actually Nielsen Eckholm. We never questioned it, which I wear proudly as a Swedish Oilers fan.
Hell yeah, I got your jersey, bro.
Yeah.
I got an Eckholm story that happened this week.
Okay.
I'm very proud of a story to share. Our boy, Matthias Eckholm, and his lovely wife came into Dutchess this week.
Yes.
And
did you meet him?
I was not there. But the staff was very excited. And he said that this place reminds him of Sweden and that they're going to be back.
Does Dutchess charge the Eckholms for their meal?
If I was there, I'd give him a lifetime card that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Jay would get one. The food himself.
Yeah. No, that would not bring him back. So I've got some also Matthias Eckholm love connection this week that I'm really vibing about. So I will be wearing my Matthias / Nielsen Eckholm jersey tonight.
There you go. Sherwood 4 Giant Game Day edition of Oilers Nation Every Day. We are live on the Oilers Nation YouTube, where our boy Chris Walkling is once again in with the first comment of the day. He says, won't be able to watch today, but it's a 3-0 dub tonight. Let's go Oilers. Greg is in and says the Houston contingent is ready for Vegas. Woo! Get her done, boys. We got Sweden. We got Houston. Drop in the chat. We got Spain.
There's somebody from Spain in there who says 100% I will be waking up at 4 a.m. to watch this beatdown.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Maybe we got some more international flavor on the show today.
I'll be watching from Greta.
I will be watching tonight
Edmonton
from Greta. Yes, the big party tonight. It's going to be, as the kids say, lit down at Greta. All of us will be there.
What's the lit? Sounds old. What's the new lit? Aaron? What's the new term for lit? What's new lit?
I think it's still lit.
Bussin'?
Bussin'. I believe bussing is a word people use.
No G. Got some legs.
No G.
What do the English people say for lit?
It's mint.
Mint?
Yeah. It's gonna be mint. It's gonna be mint.
Mint is super old.
Mint is super old.
Mint is like proper. That's the Queens right there.
Mike D says, my wife saw the Eckholms in IKEA on Wednesday.
Woo! They're everywhere.
Okay, so
that's on brand. That's actually very on brand.
And a friend of ours said
the Eckholms call that home.
That he was at the Glora hanging out. I mean, this guy
he's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's immersed himself in the community. Yeah. I love it.
All right. What do you got in here? C is in and says they're watching from the UK. Shout out to Liam.
Let's go. Yep. It's going to be mint tonight.
Shady says, what's up from Germany? Gorgeous George, South Edmonton. Okay.
Patrick Dukes, Brisbane, Spain. Our boy Dukes.
Yeah. You know Dukes is in. He's always mad when he doesn't get the first comment. Brisbane, Australia.
Brisbane, Austria. Oh, fuck. I still got Spain on my brain. You know?
Patrick Casper's in from Utah. Rusty's also in from Utah as well.
Guard. Our
Yellowknife from Justin Harvey. Love that. Stoney's in from the Yukon.
Woo!
Or Yukon, I should say.
Love the Yukon.
There you go.
Apparently the kids say bet. You know what I don't like?
Yeah, but
say less.
Oh, I
like say less.
If I'm agreeing with something you say, I say less.
Use it.
It's like a way of tell me
condescending.
Tell me how good. Yeah, no. Tell me how good the Oilers are right now. Just say something.
Yeah, they're red hot.
I agree.
No, it's more of
like what it is.
That's what they say.
It'd be more like, you guys want to go for beers after the
Say
show?
less.
And you'd be like, say less. Say less.
So
Say less.
stupid.
Or bet. Bet and say less kind of mean the
Bet.
same
No,
thing.
Yeah, I
use
don't get
bet.
bet.
Use bet in a sentence.
Oh, because I bet on that. Bet on that.
No, it would be the same thing. It was like, you guys want to go for beers after the show? And he'd be like, bet.
Bet.
Like, I'd bet on it. Bet.
What the heck? What happened to a simple, yeah, I'll
I'm going to
come.
be so cool.
No,
Greta
no,
tonight.
no,
It's
Liam,
gonna
we
be
had our
unbelievable.
things
Here we go. Here we go. Kyle's in. Says 5-2 Oilers. McDavid has 5 points. Kyle, say less. Say less.
Say less. Say less.
Say less. Matthew,
Say la vie? Is that what they're trying to say?
What do
No.
Cowboys say for that?
Yeehaw.
Ye less?
It's going to be a honky tonkin' cow kissing.
If we're
good
talking
time.
about agreeing, I would just say, pardon?
Pardon? Did you give him one of these?
Yeah, I need to get that into my vernacular for tonight.
Giddy up.
Just
God, we're
watch,
going to have fun
seasons
tonight.
1 through 5
Boys,
of
Saturday.
Saturday night
Small town
down at
Saturday
Greta.
night.
You know what I say? I say it's on.
What's on?
It's Saturday night, gentlemen. It's on.
It is on.
Like Donkey Kong.
No, I don't say that.
No,
We
just
don't-
me?
We don't say that.
I didn't say
Oh
it's
my
on.
God.
I said it's on. I
On.
didn't say on.
Ong? Is
We're
that
getting
people say
derailed real
ong?
fast. This is what happens when we introduce
It's Saturday.
Chalmers
We
into the show.
tripping. Bet.
Yeah.
Say less.
Live from the
That's what
sports,
they're all saying, but actually mean it.
live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online at sportscloset.ca. Like I said, we are about 8 hours away from puck drop between the Oilers and Kings. A chance to eliminate LA and move on to play the Vegas Golden Knights. But as my boy Bagged Milk would say, job's not done. I feel like the time off between games 5 and 6 has really got us like
Mhm.
thinking about
We
the
just
possibilities.
Got to
and
get
we're-
through it.
We're daydreaming.
too
a
much.
bit.
I know, but it's so much time to think. But at least that's both the Kings and the Oilers have plenty of time to think. So it cancels
Did
out.
you say daydreaming or day drinking?
Both.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say
Shout out to
less.
our friends at Labatt Canada and Greta because we got some cold ones in the Oilers Nation fridge for after this show here this afternoon. Riker is in and says Matthias Eckholm is getting a goal tonight. Yesterday on the show, Liam and I and Bagged Milk, this was also a thing on Oilers Nation Radio, we put out who we think our unsung hero of Game 6 is going to be. You went with
Yamamoto.
Yamo. You think he's going to get off the
Whoa.
schneid tonight? I went
just want to manifest it more than
Okay,
anything.
okay.
Yeah.
I
You're sending good vibes. I respect that.
Yes.
I went with Matthias Eckholm.
Eh.
I think he's due for one. I think he's going to just
Bet.
absolutely pound one home.
Bet.
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 Matthias Eckholm, bet.
If we're doing a squad bet,
It's
that's
an
my
Eckholm goal.
Eckholm goal, Eckholm point, multi-point.
So-
The last game we watched that I watched this show, when we talked about this segment, everybody said Kulak was like ready for one, and then he scored you.
I mean,
The Messiah.
It was you. Okay, so I want to know who yours is before I pick mine. Then
You did give one yesterday.
Did
what
you
did I
say
say
Skinner?
I don't
yesterday?
remember.
You
Oh,
said
you know,
Skinner?
yeah, you said Skinner
Yesterday
was going to be the
doesn't count.
unsung
nobody
hero.
thinks about yesterday. I don't even remember yesterday.
If I'm picking a goal scorer who I
If.
think is due out of the box,
Oh man,
I'm going Darnell Nurse tonight.
Ooh, a
Daryl.
little Darnell
Oh,
Nurse
yeah, I can see it.
sneaking into the bottom of the circle with that little one-time snapshot. Unsung
High glove.
hero.
that is a tough one to
Unsung
get behind.
hero of Game 6. Who do you
Uh,
think is going to be?
Of
Reminds
Game
me of a
6? Well,
wild
you already
horse.
picked.
You
You already
have to
picked.
get
I can't
behind.
say I can't duplicate, or can I?
You can duplicate.
I'm perpetually at home, but I'm gonna throw up Bukestad.
Oh, Buke Dad.
I
I
like
don't know.
that.
It's recency bias.
he
at
was
its
the unsung
finest.
hero of Game 5.
Recency bias, but I just feel like that.
So are we keeping? We know that the top 6.
Yeah.
Obviously. Okay, Ryan McLeod,
Hey, you know
Like
what? Odin's in right now. He's
My
saying
boy
it's gonna
Odin.
be
I
McLeod.
met him at the hockey game.
Odin McLeod, big goal. I agree, buddy. Love it. That's why I have my phone, just so you know. That's the only way I can see the chat, and I want to intermingle with the people.
So you're saying Ryan McLeod is your unsung hero?
That's what. Yes, I think that he's going to have a big moment that propels the team. Yes.
So,
unsung hero.
A lot of people.
He's going to get the vest. Is that what we're saying?
Actually, say less, please.
Say
Did
less.
you?
You just recited the definition of unsung
He's
hero.
the goat, no cap. Right?
No cap.
Right?
No cap.
Yaremchuk.
Where the
Yeah, no
cap?
cap.
Ain't got one.
Somebody in the chat, Matthew, actually said he is charm in on Say Less. So
There's a couple choms.
But which version of Say Less?
I love it.
mixed
You
reviews.
can just, I don't know. This is mesmerizing watching the chat. It's tough to do both at the same time.
That's why I don't know
but
why
it's
you're
fun.
doing it.
Because I like it. I want to see that.
I know. It's exciting.
That's the
I
people
can't do it.
going.
Else I'll be glued like this.
I know.
Uninstall says Fogel's getting the OT winner. Matthew says Fog Daddy's
OT
due for a
stressful.
breakaway. Some people saying Nuge, but here's where I'll go with Nuge. I don't think he'd be an unsung hero. That's just purely a good player, a key player getting off the schneid. They need a little bit more from our boy Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Hit the post last game. His game's been like slowly trending in the right direction. Like he hasn't gotten worse game over game, but he hasn't hit the level that he was at in the regular season. Getting Nuge going is definitely a little key to victory tonight.
And with Fogle, like we talked about at the beginning of the series that a lot of us thought that he was going to be a factor.
Yeah.
And he's been right on the
He's
cusp.
had the chances. So he's due. He's still in unsung hero territory, though.
Yeah,
he is. He
I
definitely
just
is.
hope so much for them, like guys like McLeod, guys like Fogle, Bukestad, to just have success tonight. I think that would be so good for the morale in that room.
Clem Costin, he could be a factor
Clem.
tonight.
Let's get into our lineup report brought to you by our friends at Sherwood for the Giant. Aaron, flash up the combinations right now. McDavid with Kane and Draisaitl. We'll touch on that in just a second. Nugent-Hopkins with Bukestad and Zach Hyman. The third line is Ryan McLeod with Derek Ryan and Warren Fogle. The fourth line is Yamamoto with Costin, but Matthias Janmark skating with the main group today. I wonder if there's a chance we see a Matthias
Quick healer.
That guy
So
was
12-6.
That guy was cruising around the city in a boot for the last week or so.
Precautionary boot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a choice between playing one of Broberg or Janmark, yeah, it's 11-7. So Broberg's listed with the forwards.
Okay.
Yeah. If you had a choice between Janmark, if he's healthy, do you play him if it means you go down to 12-6 over 11-7, or do you want to keep 11-7?
Call me crazy,
Okay.
but would they take Clem Shady out for Janmark?
Oh, how dare you?
I know.
That physical threat, you cannot.
I think Janmark or Yamamoto would be the odd man out. And I think you'd run
Perhaps.
I
Costin
hate to
Janmark.
say it, but I agree with you. He's just not.
It's so like
He's trying so hard, but he's just not being effective.
you
and
saw.
it sucks.
You saw what Toronto did by not messing with their last lineup and not putting Bunting in when they should have in an elimination game, just because they didn't want to screw with the chi or the juju and be superstitious, which they won't admit to, but that is actually probably the fact.
Yeah.
And then now, reactively, you're putting Bunting back in to try to right the ship. That's the thing. 11-7's been working, but
working.
like,
But
so,
Janmark's
like,
good.
I chirp it, but I also like understand it.
Here's my problem with that. So you're going to bring Janmark in to play however many minutes. It's probably going to take away from Costin and Yamamoto a little bit. Philip Broberg played 8 minutes at 5-on-5 last game. Are you comfortable giving, 4 more minutes to Vinny and then 4 more minutes to someone else in that decor? Like, I just think Broberg's actually giving you some significant value, and not that Janmark isn't or wouldn't give you significant value, but coming off an injury, you don't know how well he's going to move. If it was game 7, I might say, yeah, giddy up, let's go. You can play Nurse and Eckholm 30 minutes each in this hockey game if it was a game 7. But for tonight, I think you stick with 11-7 because it works. And Vinny had a good bounce back game. I'm not saying Vinny can't keep it rolling, but I just don't know if I want to pile on even more.
Why have a guy who's going to sit so much when we know that they're going to have Connor and Leon out there a lot on the back end of the forwards?
Good
You could have a
PKer.
defenseman who could step in if a guy or two are not having the best night.
Good PKer, but they still use McLeod, Yamo, McDavid. Kane took a couple shifts on the PK last game. Draisaitl, Bukestad. Like, they have so many guys that can kill penalties that as long as you're not getting into like true penalty trouble where it's like you're killing off 3 penalties in a period or something like that, as long as you're not getting into penalty trouble, their PK's been fine without Janmark.
I agree. But like it's so if he was 100% healthy, you'd probably want him in the lineup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying I might.
So I'm not saying he's 100% healthy. Like, so like, should we just like not rush it and not, I don't want to be superstitious and screw with the chi, but should we not screw with the chi?
There's bigger games to come, win or lose. with Janmark,
Listen,
right?
Don't screw with the chi. Here's the thing. Okay. Last game we played that I watched at home, I wore a sweater for the first 2 periods and we were down. I then went back to this jersey and we came back and won the game.
Thank you.
So you stick with what you're doing. Every single fan you have, I don't care if you're superstitious or not. If it's working, stay with it.
100%.
So this has been working.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, do you want to screw with the 11-7?
I don't. And I just think Broberg's minutes are more valuable then
We just need that protection because Broberg and Vinny, like either one could go off, so you need one to protect the one from the other.
I want the Broberg insurance over the slight upgrade of Janmark over a Yamamoto or that's
in an elimination, like in this kind of
whatever.
game too. Are you really rolling 4 lines? Like, let's be honest here.
No, I think tonight's after 3 days off, you're probably going 97 and 29 for 27, 28 minutes tonight.
I just love
That's
tonight.
a lot.
I like, yes. I get these little
Can
waves.
they do it?
I keep getting these little waves of just like, remember, like, it is such a day right now. Look at it outside.
Beautiful.
We're living in paradise right now.
Yeah.
It's patio weather.
McDavid's
patio playoff hockey.
McDavid's only cleared 27 minutes once in this series so far.
That's a lot of playoff mileage.
Yeah. And it was in game 4 of the series. So the one that went to OT when Hyman finished it off.
Yeah.
So the comeback win, they cranked up McDavid's minutes. Last game, he was down at 19. They were up by a lot in the third. They totally, I don't think he played in the last 5 minutes of that hockey game.
He probably starts out hot because it's about
goes.
to spilling the keys to the game. Like it's about starting hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is. Well, let's do this then. Talked about the lineup report for our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant. Let's get into our Giant keys to victory, brought to you by Sherwood Ford. If you're sitting here and you're like, oh, I really like Tyler's shirt, that's nice. If you're like, oh, maybe you like Jay's shirt, the black and blue version of it, it's the ON Oil Up Playoff Tee. They're available now at nationgear.ca. We're going to have the pop-up shop tonight at Greta for our watch party, but you can win a shirt by dropping your Giant key to victory into the chat. So let's go around the horn here and talk about what is the big Giant key to victory. Liam, what do you got?
The key to victory, I honestly think I'm just going to very simple and just say Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, which seems like a very cheap way to go with it. But if those two show up, and we did those stats yesterday, Tyler, their points in elimination games, they're dominant. If they do that tonight, the Oilers should be able to win this game.
Yeah, we'll do that again a little bit later and bring those numbers up. Chalmers, your Giant key to victory?
A giant key to victory is just don't take a shift off. I noticed that in a couple games, we would stop moving our feet. The most success we have is when you watch us in the offensive zone and we are cycling. We're circling. Guys are going opposite way. We're dropping the puck to each other. We are constantly moving. It makes people crazy. It's the hardest thing to defend when you're moving. I relate it to my kids when they play. If you're not moving, you're getting beat. And every single time our team stops moving their feet and sits back and tries to defend, we lose control of the game. So for 60 minutes tonight, you're going to get a little bit of a break. Just lay it all out there. Don't stop.
Fair enough.
So many goals against were just because of exactly that.
Exactly
right?
that.
Just, making a decision to move way too late when you should already have been moving and could have prevented something from happening.
Spectating.
Mine's going to be very simple. Big 4-day break. That's, it is a cause for concern, but obviously it's both ways. But my big thing is just show up on time. Big break. I know it's a great chance to rest, but be shot out of a cannon right when the puck drops. Like show up on time, which
it's a road game. It'll be important to take the crowd out of it.
Super important. So shot out of a cannon, first period, and let's just.
And there's no excuse for not being. At every level of sports, you say the most important shift of the game is the first one. You set the tempo. You can get so mentally in other teams' grills with that first shift.
But exactly, it sets the tone. It goes back to Kay. If Kempe's on the ice and it's Kane, take a run at him, cleanly. Right, it's setting the tone, pushing, winning the battles, out skating, just show up on time.
Do you think that's why they started Bukestad and Nuge, the game that we went to?
Probably wanted to win the draw.
Are we having trouble with that? Win the draw, make a hit, set the tempo.
All right, let's go through what you're saying in the chat when it comes to keys to victory. Seth is in it and says, a leadership show from Nuge. I dig that. Maynard is in and says, get a lead, destroy their will. Dr. Gonzo, giant key to victory, chop wood, carry water. Okie dokie. Wise Kyle, key to victory.
You know what that means, right?
It's an old Dallas Aikens thing.
Well, no,
work hard. Lunch pail.
Yeah. But the joke is,
put some pride in your work.
Wise Kyle says, key to victory, come out and get 3 in the first, shut down the rest of the hockey game. Egan is in and says, start strong and continue the momentum from the last game and limit your penalties. I like that one. You can go into the draw as well. Let's catch up on a few more here. Christopher Palmer, our boy, says, big guns need to be our big guns. Trashman says, keys to victory, no stupid penalties. Wreck-It is in and says, take the crowd out of the game early, make them mad before the 10-minute mark. And
they'll be spicy. I can assure you that.
And Josh is in, says, keep playing with speed. The Kings can't keep up when the Oily boys play with pace. That'll go into the draw as well. I like that one because you know what? It goes back to, and it's kind of my key to victory, score first so you can dictate the game. If you get up 1, if you get up 2, what's LA going to do? They're going to keep playing the 1-3-1. Okay, well, you'll just keep picking it apart, stopping them off the rush, and you'll be fine. If you score first, maybe that even forces LA in an elimination game to go, okay, we got to get more aggressive here. Maybe it causes a couple of guys to start scrambling, getting out of position a little bit. I think just dictating this game from early on, like you said, but just make sure you get that first goal so you can dictate the style of the game for the final however many minutes.
So if we look back at the first 5 games of this series, we realize that these games have all been roller coasters, right?
Yep.
There's one team that has the pressure, one team's up, other team comes back, like it's constant. You have to be able to weather those storms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to stay within yourself, stay within your head. It's really going to be important tonight. As much as I love that entertaining type of shit.
Well, it's playoff hockey. I don't have the. I'll have a jammer if it keeps up.
Bruins game last night was a perfect example of just roller coaster, back and forth, unbelievable hockey, but each team kind of not staying within themselves.
Well, and their fan bases respectively have been stressed out. As an unbiased fan watching that game, it was awesome.
Awesome. Do we like Matt Tkachuk?
I
hated him when he played against the Oilers.
I just
respectfully, kind of like
you've got to respect the player. Like, he's put the team on his back.
Yeah.
The funny thing is we found a way for him not to put the team on his back last year.
Yeah.
Like he like after game 1 in that series, he was invisible. But the thing is with Matthew Tkachuk is if you play a speed game, that's how you kind of eliminate him. Yeah. Boston's obviously not the fastest team; they're an older team, so I think that matchup's actually tougher for Boston than many people think, and it's a place for Tkachuk to shine. But yeah, like Paul Maurice, like you hear him talk about it, like he's a gamer. He's a gamer. I love gamers.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back over to the YouTube chat here. Over 200 of you watching, but only 69 likes. Let's get the likes up. If you're watching, hammer that like button on YouTube. 2 more keys to victory to put into the draw are 2 optimists. Joey, the backup optimist, says, key to victory, come out of the gates flying, show up on time, like Jay said. Rusty says, lay the body, shoot from the parking lot.
Love it, Rusty. Yes. Shoot high glove.
Shoot from everywhere.
From the left side.
All right, let's give away this piece of nation gear here. The wheel is spinning. The wheel of victory. And it is landing on Rusty the Reckless Optimist. You're getting yourself an
Rusty.
Optimist. Shout out to Rusty. Rusty, email me, Tyler@Oilersnation.com. Say, I won the shirt, and I'll get your info, and we will go from there. Giddy up.
That's a good sign, I think.
Yeah, Rusty's here every day.
Super positive guy, winning
good,
something, going into a big game.
Yep.
I like the mojo we're creating here.
Let's talk about some stats in this series, and it's brought to you by our friends at Boston Pizza and their new Fanalytics-inspired menu. Maybe a quick beer mosa today is in order. Maybe a little appy trio. Look at that. Your new favorite super team. Cactus Cuts, Bandera Bread, Thai Bites. Can't beat it.
We crushed that.
At 5-on-5 in this series. Game 1, the Oilers outshoot them 36-21. Game 2, the Oilers outshoot them 30-20. Game 3, they outshoot them 32-22. Game 4, it was tied at 37. Last game, the Kings outshoot them 26-21. I'm going to say the Oilers keep throwing rubber on net at 5-on-5.
Lose the 5-on-5 battle?
And that's the weird part, right? It's also interesting. The Oilers scored on like 40-some% of their high danger chances, according to Natural Stat Trick, in that hockey game. So the big reason why I think they were scoring more on less chances, Zach Hyman goes hard to the net, an absolute disruptor. Nick Bukestad parks himself in front. Zach Hyman takes one off the face because he's willing to go to the paint. I just saw a lot of guys that were more willing to go to difficult areas, stay in difficult areas, maybe take that punishment from the Kings a little bit, and they were scoring on scoring chances because of it. Liam, we talked about this on the show over the last 10 days. Getting to those tough spots a little bit, especially for a guy like Hyman, that's important. Yeah, massively. Hopefully it's just good mojo now going into game 6 since they just did it so effectively in the last game and the Kings couldn't defend it very well. The Oilers did have that one goal, I guess, in, game 1 that was disallowed from Derek Ryan where they were in the paint. But besides that, that's the only one heading into game 5 that happened. So, yeah, Hyman's got to, if he wants to be effective, he's got to get there. And maybe,
he'll be there.
Maybe Nugent's got to get there a little bit too to try and get off this schneid.
Yeah. Well, like I said, so not to toot my own horn, but my game 5 key to victory was to stay on brand and get oily and get some greasy goals.
Yeah, and they did.
And they scored them off your face. That is the definition of greasy.
Yeah.
But like, look what happens when we bring that into the arsenal. Bukestad, beautiful tip. Hyman, beautiful tip.
Sure.
Off the lip.
It's all beautiful.
Lip tip.
Little lip tip.
Boom.
How about this? Last year in the playoffs, we talked about this yesterday on the show, but if you missed it, last year in the playoffs, the Oilers played in 4 elimination games. Game 6 against LA, Game 7 against LA, Game 5 against the Flames, Game 4 against Colorado. In those 4 games, McDavid and Draisaitl combined for 19 points. Over 2 points a game for each of them. Leon Draisaitl did not score in an elimination game last year, but he had 10 apples in the 4 games.
Don't matter.
Was crazy. So Edmonton gets their first elimination game tonight down in LA, the exact opposite of what they had last year when they were going into LA and fighting for their season in Game 6. And it was Tyson Barrie who eventually snapped home the game-winning goal late in the third. That's part of the reason. That's part of the reason why I have Matthias Eckholm being my hero tonight. I think that torch gets passed and he comes through big in Game 6 tonight.
I love moments. I love that shit. I love those moments. Because he has, you know what? He got us to where we are. But like in these playoffs, he's been solid as hell, but not really like that moment.
Yeah, he hasn't given us that. Like,
he had 2 points last game.
Eckholm, yeah.
I mean, couldn't even tell you how he got him. Don't remember.
He assisted on the Kane power play goal.
Yeah.
First time this season, although some are debating this online, Gregor. First time this season, the Oilers' second power play unit has scored.
What's the debate?
So there was a goal against Anaheim in January that went like McLeod to someone, and Draisaitl was still on the ice, and Draisaitl scored it. So Gregor's argument was 4 of the 5 guys on the ice for that shift were the second unit. My argument would be Draisaitl scored it. It was the first time all year that with McDavid, Draisaitl both off the ice, the Oilers scored a power play goal.
I think Dry has to be off the ice for it. Yeah. There's a asterisk on that.
Yeah. All right, what do we got in here? Matthew says, no, Barrie passes his torch to Boosh. I mean, yeah, but Boosh is already, like, it's expected he's going to get a couple points tonight. He's on that kind of a level right now. It was
wicked power plays. Let's go back to Cowboy Chris's point of just moving. Like, if we're moving, they have to take penalties.
Yep.
And the last thing they want is us on the power play because we're, like 58% or something?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Watching other teams' power plays is absolutely astonishing.
Like watching other teams try to get into the zone sometimes is
dump
like,
it in.
We don't.
Yeah.
I think we don't understand how easy they are making it look.
Like they do the same thing every time.
Every time.
And the other team cannot stop it.
It's because it's
crazy.
Connor McDavid.
Yeah, it's wild. Before we keep moving along here, need to tell you about our friends at Sherwood Ford, the Giant, sponsor of a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day. Also, they're hosting their 5th annual Adopt a Pet event with Second Chance Animal Rescue Society, SCARS as some would know it. It is today from 11 to 2 out in Sherwood Park. So if you want to support that, go to sherwoodford.ca. Or if you're in Sherwood Park, like Liam,
like me,
head on down. Head on down to Sherwood Ford the Giant, and Aaron. Yes, Aaron's also from Sherwood Park.
What do you guys call the park? What do the kids call the park?
Bet?
The bubble?
No cap. I call it the park.
Yeah, I call it the park as well.
I think it's just too perfect. The pack.
What do you you call St. Albert Stab, right?
No.
That's shocking.
What do you call it?
It spells itself.
Yeah, I call it Stalbert.
Oh, yeah. See, no, I don't know. St. Vegas?
Stalbert.
Oh, God. I guess that's what the locals call it.
Barf.
St.
No,
Vegas.
that is not trended outside of St.
That is.
I can't even tell you one nightclub in St. Vegas.
That's because we have bylaws preventing them from opening.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Not a great. Or a casino. You got a casino?
Oh, yeah.
Over on Campbell Road.
The Pecs.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Pecs.
A lot of people. Let's do this. AMA Travel Out of Town Scoreboard brought to you by amatravel.ca. Oilers win. Let's get it. Come on.
I've got the AMA Travel website locked and loaded, ready to hopefully book a trip next week.
I would love another experience powered by AMA Travel. Let's look back at last night in the NHL. You guys touched on it. Matt Tkachuk drags that team to victory. Once again, Panthers force 7, Avs force 7. We won't have a show tomorrow, so let's do it now. Give me your G7 predictions in round 1, Liam.
That's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, April 30th.
Seattle.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I agree.
Seattle win. And
Seattle on the road.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Makar in the
Boston,
lineup.
Florida.
Whoa.
You're going double
Yeah.
upset.
Okay.
Double upset.
Double trouble.
How many people's brackets had Colorado meeting Boston in the final? And
Oh,
it
I
could be
know.
busted tomorrow fully. That's crazy. Charles, who are you going with?
I really want Florida to win. We were cheering actively for Florida in my household last night, like to the point where we had the patio door open and people probably thought we were watching a replay of the Oilers game. So I'm going to go Florida. I was going to go with Liam, but I don't think I can. I think I'm going to go with the Avalanche. I think they're going to pull it out.
I'm taking the
I really
chalk.
wanted Cracklin to win last night.
On that one. Well,
I know. But you know what? Hey, listen.
No,
that's
I'm
how-
with you.
yeah.
You're not wrong.
So Kraken, Avs, Panthers.
I'm doing Bruins, Avs. They were my prediction to start the series.
One of
was-
them's going to upset of the two.
You think?
One,
Yeah,
yes.
one
There's
of
going
them.
to be one of them, and I'm
One.
torn. But like, I just think the thing that Seattle doesn't have is a superstar, and Colorado has two. So like, Rantanen showed up. Well, no, they got three. Sorry, Rantanen, Makar, and McKinnon. Like, and those guys showed up last night, and like that,
Yep.
like they
Right,
just
but
like.
Florida was vibing. They would get a goal, and then all of a sudden, that shorthanded DeBrusque goal,
I'm
and Florida's
breaking
just
it
like,
down. I'm breaking
okay,
it down.
I know.
I'm talking about Avs Seattle, and so that's why it's tough. So but then you look at. So I'm actually thinking it's Colorado, and then in the Florida Boston game, Bobrovsky, although he let in a shit ton last night, but
Yeah, he
so
did.
did Allmark. But like, has made big saves to save the series, and you got like, it's like Florida is like gelled, right? Like they're just like that game 5 win was so huge and brought them together. And Kachuk even said, we're going to be back here for game 7. And sure as shit, through all adversity, coming into that third period, blowing the lead and then clawing it back and then winning like they did. It's like they're a fucking freight train.
How about that Jordan Eberly hit?
I haven't seen it. Do you have the clip?
No.
I haven't seen it
He
either.
buried him.
I can't believe he doesn't have a hearing today.
I'll need
Yeah.
to see it. So I'm gonna go Colorado, Florida. Show me this Eberly hit, please. On your
Avs,
phone.
Panthers.
1 second.
While you tell us your picks,
Yeah, I'm going
Gerald.
with the chalk. I'm going with the Avs.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
knew
going with the
that.
Avs and the Bruins. Here it is, Jared.
that's so Yaremchuk.
Do you think Boston will play Swayman or Allmark?
I don't know my phone.
Okay, cool. I got it.
He's
too
behind,
far
man.
away.
These hits from behind are too much.
Well,
Who
the
tweeted it?
oh, fuck.
I just searched Eberly hit on Twitter. Well, don't worry about it. Aaron. Don't worry about it. We'll keep moving
Oof.
along.
So the thing is, aren't hits from behind in the NHL legal? Like, I don't like hits from behind, but aren't they legal? And they only just call a penalty if it looks bad? Isn't that kind of the rule?
Isn't it if they're a couple feet from the boards and you put
Yeah.
them in on the numbers that it's boarding?
It's boarding, yeah.
If the guy's far away from the board.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
You can, if a guy's hugging the
I'm
boards
just
and you
asking.
hit him.
Yeah, I'm just asking for the rule, like, because that is a hit from
Well,
behind.
I believe that's what it is.
And who's that on?
Cogliano.
little former Oiler on
Yeah,
Oiler
friendly
violence.
fire.
Too much.
Yeah,
And that's un-Eberly like, right?
yeah, it is. Yeah, that was a dicey one, says Eric. Tonight in the NHL, obviously Oilers are the late game. 2 games before that, Toronto can put away the Bolts.
Oh.
Devils can put away the Rangers.
We
the
got
one-
a day. We
Nope.
got a fuck.
Man,
Yeah,
that leaves series
We got
going
a day.
7.
You do know you've dropped like 3 F-bombs
No, I
on
have
the show.
not.
Oh, yes, you have.
I've only dropped one.
I don't agree.
You think that? I think the Leafs put it away today.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they do. Did you know that going back to that series against Boston when they were up and blew it, if you would have bet $100 on the Bruins to win that first game and rolled that bet over through every Leafs elimination game until now, you'd be at 350 grand. If you like bet it and then bet the profit and like
On all
snowballed
their
it
elimination
on
games
all their
over the years?
elimination games over the last 10 years. Anyways, I think they put it away tonight. I've used this analogy like 100 times. Like you walk up to a roulette wheel and you see it's been red 8 times in a row. Black's coming at some point. They're winning eventually. Like there's just no way. There they are. Oh, there's their record in
Because
close.
this is game 6
in Tampa.
Ah, man, this is going 7.
You think it's going
Heart
7,
says
eh?
Tampa. Heart says Jersey.
Yeah.
Brain says Leafs. Brain says Rangers. Unfortunately,
I think I'm on Bolts, Rangers, Oilers.
I would love 2 game 7s out of Toronto in that Ranger series. Would
Rangers
hate a
could-
game 7 in Edmonton, LA, but I would love a game 7 in the other.
Yeah, I do not want to go through game 7.
I could not.
The only good game 7 is hindsight game 7 after your team's won.
Yeah, but
because every second is so stressful. And I guess that's why you're a fan of sports. You live for those moments. But
tonight is stressful enough.
Like you look at Kennedy's heart monitor. She's running 170 beats per minute. That's high.
People are laughing at my analogy. I know it's dumb. I'm well aware it is stupid. I did not say it was smart. Speaking of betting, shout out to our friends at Betway. Aaron, hit that button. Let's give our picks for tonight. Come on, Aaron. There it is.
The sound for that is from Beethoven's Third Symphony.
This little Japanese band that I once saw in concert.
Oilers are minus 160.
Hello Kitty and the Gimme Gimmies.
Yeah.
Oilers are minus 167 on the money line, minus 110 in regulation. If you like them on the puck line, it is plus 135. Here are our picks for tonight up on the screen. I'll go first. Oilers win, McDavid goal. All he does is produce in elimination games, and I do not think that trend is going to end. Give me Connor to score, Oilers to win, plus 130 for the payout. Jay, what do you like?
We're expecting the Stars to go off. It's an elimination game. So Leon Draisaitl, you pick, but Oilers money line, McDavid 2 points is just, that's playoff juicy. So
are you telling everybody Liam's pick?
Liam?
No.
What do you like?
No,
I'm McDavid.
I'm going Oilers money line over 6.5. McDavid 2+ points.
You made the graphic and you were like desperately trying to read it.
I'm trying to read it. I couldn't see it, but yeah, you're right.
Oh no, I changed mine.
Yeah.
I know what you picked.
You went Oilers and under.
I called an audible. That was my bet going into it. No, I went juicier. I forgot.
I asked at the beginning of the show, would it be so much to get myself on a graphic? And I guess the answer is yes. My pick is Oilers puck line over 6.5. Go puck line.
I'm fading Chalmers.
It's gonna be like 4-2. They're gonna pull the tendy with 3 minutes left. We're gonna get one and then hold it off.
I think it's gonna be it's elimination game. I think it's tight checking. Sorry, my actual bet, folks, is Oilers money line under 6.5, 3.2 to 1. That is some juicy poop there.
You can't just keep changing it up all the time.
Well, no, I forgot because I came into
you guys are winning at a cool 33% clip. I see. Nice.
Yeah, we're struggling a little bit. Tyler Young is in. Finally woke up early enough to watch you boys live. 2:36 a.m. out here in Ningbo, China.
Hey,
my hometown Oil gonna roll over the Kings. No game 7, says Tyler Young. Maynard says, do not give Chalmers a graphic. He's graphic enough as it is.
Is that because, have I been swearing? No, I haven't been swearing. Is that what they mean? I was told not to swear. I'm so sorry. Come on.
Well, that's what you mean by graphic. That's
Captain Felton.
Is he in?
Yep.
I think so.
Captain. Welcome into the chat.
Great.
Ryan says this show is off the rails. I'm aware of that. But we know what we need to do.
It's Saturday playoffs, baby.
I didn't complain. Aaron, it's time, courtesy of our friends at Labatt Canada and Greta, to get to our cooler question. Just roll it over.
Unplug everything. Yep. Let's go.
There you go. And this is probably the best angle of the cooler that the people have gotten.
Yeah.
What's the cooler question today, Chalmers? Well, you don't have to open
Cowboy
it.
Chris.
It's twist off. And those are
who scores the first goal tonight?
Who scores the first goal tonight? Liam?
It's so warm.
It's very warm, yeah.
We don't have ice in the cooler.
No, I know.
Draisaitl.
It's currently a warmer?
Draisaitl, yeah.
It's a warmer. Charles, who scores first tonight?
Connor McDavid.
That's my boy, too. I'm going with 97 real early on, and we'll get a big, big vintage 97 goal celebration to go with it. What do you got?
Well, a lot of the good guys are taken, but I'm going Mr. Goalface himself, Zachary Martin Hyman.
You think he keeps the hot streak rolling?
Zachary Martin Hyman.
Well, that's what got him going. He's got put. Don't poke the bear. There's no greater poke than taking a slap shot to the face. Zach is alive.
I love it. Yeager says Yamo. Christopher Palmer says LOL Cowboy for the win. Anna says McDavid. Will says Fogle. Aiden says hot take. It's going to be Fogle as well. Selly TV said McDavid's got the first one. A bunch of you saying Connor McDavid in the chat as well. So Big 7 agrees that Liam, though, says it's going to be the big man Leon Draisaitl getting his first elimination.
What does Aaron think?
Aaron thinks Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is going to bury a power play Gino right from his spot.
Why not?
Nice little snapshot. Glove side. We've seen this story before.
He almost had a low blocker last
Has
game.
anybody ever periscoped a beer out of a can before?
Out of a can?
Where you take a bottle,
Got
where
a
you
bottle.
take a straw and
Bendy
you put
straw.
it out like
Yep.
this, and it comes out the side.
And
So
Parrot?
it allows air in.
What a
It's
question.
perfect room temperature to chug a beer at. 'Cause it's easier to chug room temperature beers.
Yeah,
Did you know
yeah,
that?
yeah. No, I'm with you, Charles.
Mhm.
Don't
Maybe
want
we
to
should
Say less.
Oh,
Say
that's what
less.
I did.
Say
Bet.
less.
Anybody got 5 straws? Bendable ones, preferably. Uno!
Just as long as they're not paper.
Come to Greta tonight, folks, because Cowboy Chris will be there
Yeah.
after down in a few
I've been waiting for
periscopes.
you to roll this cooler over here for about 45 minutes.
How's it look on the screen? Oh, it looks
It looks
pretty good.
good. I mean, yeah, you can see it.
Makes it
Sure.
work.
There
It
it
works.
is.
It works. Yeah, this is what Chris Chalmers is like at 12:42 in the afternoon. You wait until puck
Puck
drop,
drop 820.
and we'll give him the bullhorn.
Do I need it?
No, probably not. Probably not.
We're going to be playing games. You guys, it's going to be such a fun night.
If anyone can beat my high score in the football game, I'll buy you a beer.
What is it? What is it? I know what mine was last time.
Like 590.
You must have got. What,
I get.
99 only comes out one time.
No, it comes out multiple.
No, only comes out once.
It only
Oh,
comes
really?
out once,
Yeah.
bro.
But you just got to be smart. I'm a good game manager.
Yeah, he's got a
You
strategy.
only take the ones that come out, right? Not you don't go for the holes.
Hey, I can't reveal my
Unlike
secrets.
brick balls or whatever game he plays, he actually has a strategy for this.
I watched yesterday. You said you're a good skee ball player. Nobody's a good skee ball player. Nobody.
Yeah, that's
If you hit 10,000,
say less,
you are-
Chalmers. Say less.
You are fluking it up.
I'll prove it tonight. I will
Can't
prove
wait.
my
Bet.
skills.
Can't wait.
bet.
Bet. It'll be
Chris-
mint.
Christopher Palmer is going to be here, be there tonight. He says me and Cowboy are going to get along real well. I agree with that, actually. What else do we got here? Egan says it's going to be great. There's some in the fridge for after. You can actually have a cold one when we're done the show. Have you had lunch yet today? Have you eaten anything?
Yeah, on the way
Okay,
here.
good.
He played a hockey game at 8:30
I played a
this
hockey
morning.
game at 8:30
Yeah,
this morning.
You've been rolling.
Oh yeah, knee is tender. That's okay though. Hey, we battle around here.
Yep, 100%. All right. Anything else going on in the chat here? Is Chalmers at Greta? Yes. Don't worry. He will be at Greta.
I think we're all going to be there. I think like pretty much the entire staff will be there tonight.
Yeah, almost. The only ones who won't be are the folks hanging back to do After Dark. So if you're not going to be at Greta and you're looking for a post-game show, boom, After Dark is your spot. You can also find it as a podcast the morning after as well. So Connor Halley, our boy Gavin is going to be around as well. Coombsy's hopping on the show tonight. So Owen After Dark, man, if they win, the vibes will be high. When they
Electric.
win, the vibes will be electric on After Dark. Those chats are maybe more rocking than our chats because there's
Yeah.
just so much like
emotion is
Yeah.
in there.
There's
Win
so
or
much
lose.
emotion. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's late night. People's filters are gone.
Yeah.
Maybe we go into the back in the office and we all go on After Dark. The 3 of us,
I
5
am
of
gonna just
10 of us.
I'm gonna use my producer veto and say no.
Yeah, but
I feel like we've done that before and it doesn't go
yeah,
well.
no, it doesn't. Everybody thinks it drunk.
Doesn't translate
It's not
well.
like bowling.
Great idea for
Doing
you,
it drunk-
but not for them.
bowling drunk. I'm better.
Yeah.
And I dare anybody to tell me otherwise. Bowling and doing any type of or drinking and doing any type of this, not better.
No bueno.
It becomes a ridiculous mess.
because you don't need to talk. and
Yeah.
think
All right,
bowling.
we are 20 likes away from hitting our like goal. So if you're watching, there's more than 400 of you right now. If you haven't hit the like button yet,
Hey.
hammer it. I want to see it jump up.
Do you want me to sing a song and then people will like it?
Not overly.
Yes.
And the Oilers roll out of control. Connor and Leon, the Oilers roll. Is that going to get 20 likes?
That probably
I
will.
got 4.
That has to move the needle.
Shit.
I like it.
I'll sing any country song. There's an Elvis movie on the marquee sign.
Wow, that sounds so much like the actual song. We might get copyrighted. So careful.
Better get your checkbook out.
Won't be able to
Better
monetize
get
this
your
version of
checkbook
the
out.
show.
Ketchum's going to need that 20
You can
bucks.
sample.
Somebody said unliked.
Yeah, Maynard says I'm taking my
You
like back.
can't do that. Can you do that?
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
God
yeah.
damn it.
Oh,
Uh,
144.
All right, I'll stop.
Aiden says get this man to sing the anthem tonight.
Which one?
Hey, whatever one. Maybe
I
you
could
get,
probably do better than Brett Kissel. Watch this. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light?
hey, we hit 150. There you go. Good
I thought
job.
we wanted 200.
No, 150 is a good
It's a
number.
weekend. You
Cap-
should be chucking likes out like it's nothing.
Captain Felton says, "Is there a Chalmers banner hanging in Rogers Place?" He is this company's Garth Brooks or Chris Raines, whatever one you want to call it. All right, we did our keys to victory. Shout out to Sherwood Ford, the Giant. We are now well under 8 hours until puck drop between the Oilers and Kings, and the nerves are only going to go that way.
They're building. They're
They
building.
are building.
Like even just throughout this show,
Yeah.
like I started at like kind of like, whatever, it's just game 6. We
I
got
It's
it.
fun. Listen, it's a Saturday in the springtime in the most beautiful city in North Alberta, and we have playoff hockey. I mean, this is living. This is living right now.
This is Bud Light living.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for tuning in today. Shout out to our friends at the Sports Closet. As always, we are live from the Sports Closet studio. We will be back on Monday with maybe a game day edition of
With the show for sure.
Maybe next week we'll be hitting the road. Shout out to our friends at AMA Travel. Would love to get another AMA Travel experience in. Betway, Boston Pizza, their new Fanalytics menu. That'll do it for a fantastic game day edition of the show. A Sherwood 4 Giant game day edition of the show. Greta, we will see you soon. Enjoy game 6, everybody.